been updated. Please check it on the map.
Hello again. It's Brian here, flying in, is this from up Beit Shemesh or just Beit Shemesh? I don't really know. Anyway, I thought instead of dashing back to the Merkaz, I thought I'd have a little fly around because I've never really flown in this area. Let's video and I'll record some. And I tell you what, we're going to just drift off in that direction. I tell you what. So hey, it's Brian of London here, flying my drone and talking. And this is, where are we? We are somewhere, we're in a place called Beit Shemesh, which is right up in the hills, kind of between, well, hard to place. Look on a map. We're closer to Jerusalem than to Tel Aviv, but we're not all that close to either. And I think this is a pretty religious neighborhood that we're in. Built up on the hills here, with a nice little park that I'm sitting in to fly my drone. Because I haven't made a video for a few days. I've been having some slight health issues. You might hear I'm a bit congested. Got a cold, and that seemed to sort of take a very long time to clear. So at the moment I'm flying manually, trying to keep it smooth and not run into anything. As you can see, big hills all around. And I'm probably a little bit over that road. We're going to just drift over to the side. So I said in the title, I mentioned Pewdiepie. Yeah, I'll talk about Pewdiepie in a minute. Pewdiepie and the ADL. I've got a bit to say on that. I was silent at the time because I quite like Dan Bongino's rule about all these things, which is give it 24 hours, give it 36 hours if there's some controversy. See actually what happens. And I think we've got a clearer view of what Pewdiepie might have been up to. I tell you what I'm going to do though, and before I start talking, I'm going to do one more thing, which is I'm going to just put my drone into a circle, and then we can let it fly around in a nice big loop and see what it sees. Pretty certain there's nothing that it can hit. That's a big circle. So we're going to hit apply, and we're going to go on a big loop, which will look nice. I'll speed it up just a little. There we go. So Pewdiepie, what did he do? Who's Pewdiepie, for starters? Pewdiepie, it was the largest private YouTube channel in the world until he was overtaken by something called T-Series, which is a corporate venture out of India that puts up Bollywood videos. So if you can imagine that the billion-odd people in India, it took somebody posting the most popular form of entertainment in India on a daily basis to beat the number of subscribers that Pewdiepie has. He recently passed 100 million subscribers on YouTube, which is just an astonishing thing. And he really has made a lot of money from YouTube, and good to him. And mostly what he did that was by playing video games and streaming himself whilst doing that. And my kids now watch him. They've sort of, he was a bit adult for them, but as they've grown up, they've sort of grown into him. And over the last few months, he's been playing Minecraft, which is a game that both my kids like. So they've warmed to him. Anyway, Pewdiepie had some problems a couple of years ago because he made some edgy comedy videos, one of which involved paying some Indians to hold up what were obviously anti-Semitic signs, but he was more proving the point that you could pay anyone to do anything. Whether it was a funny joke or a not funny joke is beyond the point. Once again, it was humor attacked, and he was attacked. And I think even more so than... Oh, we've lost the picture. There we go. Let's try and keep... If I keep pointing at the drone, it'll get better. Even more so than the way he was attacked. I think he was always attacked because he was attacked by the Wall Street Journal. And I think what these old media sites are coming to realize is that they've lost the youth. I mean, Disney, what had happened was Disney had just signed a contract with PewDiePie through YouTube, and they were going to be sponsoring his content. And the reason Disney were doing this is absolutely obvious. PewDiePie is reaching an audience that Disney used to own and no longer does. My kids, you know, other than Marvel, my kids are not interested in Disney. You know, Star Wars they're interested in, but the sort of classic Disney animated characters don't figure much in the lives of my kids. And Disney knows this, but my kids are spending a lot of time on YouTube. Maybe I'm a bad parent. I do my best to minimize it and make sure they go out and do judo and Sea Scouts and all the other stuff. But in the end, they like watching other people play video games, the same games that they sometimes play, on YouTube. And this is a type of entertainment that I think that the old school is not fully adjusted to. So they attacked PewDiePie. They tried to label him as an anti-Semite and a horrible person. And I guess they think succeeded, but it didn't actually slow the growth of his channel. Now, it made him lose a Disney sponsorship deal, which definitely made him lose millions of dollars, but he's still making millions of dollars. So in the end, it didn't hurt him. And he went on to have this epic sort of subscribe to PewDiePie meme while he was fighting this sort of fictional battle in everybody's heads as to who would reach 100 million subscribers first. Was it going to be him, or was it going to be these Indians in T-Series? In the end, T-Series did reach 100 million first, but PewDiePie was damn close, and very close as an individual. Sorry, I'm losing my signal, which is... Oh, there we are, we're back. Which is not good. And because PewDiePie was so close, it's, you know, he represents a massive danger to these old media companies. They don't know how to deal with the fact that the youth are not watching them. They're watching guys like PewDiePie. Now, he did eventually reach 100 million subscribers just recently, and at about the same time he got married and went on honeymoon. And so what he says is that he did this video quickly to thank everybody for him reaching 100 million subscribers. And during that video, he did two odd things. Firstly, he opened up the video with a sponsored pitch for a company that's selling a browser plugin. Now, that would have been a very expensive advertisement to buy on PewDiePie's huge channel, because his video, that 100 million, I haven't looked recently, but that 100 million subscriber video is gonna get millions and millions of views. They really pushed this. That advert, PewDiePie would have taken a lot of money for. And then just after delivering this advert, he then says, oh, and I'm going to give $50,000 to a charity, and the charity is the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, because they fight online hatred in all its forms. This caused an absolute uproar, because the ADL, who at its root was a Jewish organization and set up to fight anti-Semitism, has progressively, over the last 20 years or so, been taken over by a kind of far left form of Judaism that I don't like, and that many of my compatriots don't like. As in compatriot, when I say compatriots, I mean right-wing Jews. Now, the problem here is giving money to the ADL. I would never give money to the ADL. I would never tell anybody to give money to the ADL. I think they're an awful organisation. And the ADL were instrumental in getting his deal with Disney cancelled. That's absolutely clear. The ADL work behind the scenes with YouTube and with Facebook and with Twitter on censorship. They are big on censorship. They want to stop all forms of online anti-Semitism because they think that that's the biggest danger to Jews in the world. These people don't have anything to say about Islamic anti-Semitism. They keep completely quiet on Iran. They supported the Iran deal by Obama. So that they're wrong in almost every respect, according to me, this Jew. But PewDiePie said he was going to give $50,000 to them, and that set off this absolute firestorm. I personally believe that PewDiePie is very smart and he knows what he was doing. I think it was a bit of a troll. And what happened was the next day, after masses and masses of online discussion over this, PewDiePie rescinded and reversed his decision. He said, I am no longer giving to the Anti-Defamation League. And he did that in a video with him standing behind a green screen and standing in front of a green screen and actually wearing a shirt with a particular type of Christian cross on it. One that the Germans may have used as a military insignia. Both before, during, and after the Second World War, to be honest. And in that video he said that he had been advised badly to give to the ADL. Once he'd looked into their background a little more, he decided that they weren't the right charity for him and he'll give his money somewhere else, which personally I agree with. And once again it reignited is PewDiePie an anti-Semite or not? No, in my opinion, absolutely not. Is he pissed off with online censorship and with knowing that he's been watched like a hawk? Yes, but so am I. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm with PewDiePie on this one. I see that he's done nothing wrong. And if he can't, this will be seized. Oh, one other part of this thing. The person who shot up the mosque in New Zealand, the last thing he said to his camera before he went in to murder was subscribe to PewDiePie. This was part of this giant internet meme. And that, again, had nothing to do with PewDiePie. It's part of this mimetic warfare that goes on. People knowing the right things to say to cause a rise. Anyway, I'm almost at the end of my flight time. I'm gonna stop the video here. Thanks very much for watching. It's been a great pleasure. As the beeps tell you, I have to bring in for a battery. It's Brian of London, here in Beit Shemesh. Thank you for watching.